Wow, this weekend is almost over already. As you guys may or may not know, I had Thursday and Friday off last week, so I tried to use that to the fullest. My parents came down Thursday evening, and they spent the next 2 days with us. They just left this afternoon, so it was very nice getting to spend the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day holiday with them. We all had a wonderful time. We played with my son for 2 days straight, and it was just a blast. Tonight, my wife, my son, and I, we all went out to an Asian buffet. They've got Chinese food, Japanese food, Mongolian buffet style stuff. But the reason I mention that, and I normally wouldn't, I got a fortune that usually my fortunes are never fortunes. They're just random silly sayings. But this one is actually a fortune that I kind of enjoyed. It says, "Your dearest wish will come true," and it made me think, what is my dearest wish? At this point, I can't say that I have one overriding goal. But that does actually play directly into something that I've been thinking about and something I wanted to make a video about for a little while now. Sorry, I'm shaky. I've noticed watching these back that my arms are really, really shaky when I'm filming these. But anyway, what I've been wanting to talk about, the New Year's resolutions. It is the perfect time of year to talk about that. So, the last couple of years, I've been maintaining a personal blog and not been doing it very well. I'm not even going to give out the link. It doesn't really matter. But on that, the last two posts have been my 2009 resolutions and my 2010 resolutions and how I did on them. And I thought I'd go through them real quickly with you, my 2010 ones in particular, because basically my resolutions have been pretty similar for the last few years. But, just looking at them right now, number 1 was to lose 60 pounds. Yeah, right. Number 2 was to win the lottery or find a better paying job. That's one thing I should probably mention. The goals that I was setting, the resolutions I was setting, they were really, really lofty goals, and then I had an ideal goal underneath each one. So it was like, lose 60 pounds, or ideally lose at least 30 pounds. Win the lottery, or maybe find a better paying job. Let's see, write a program, sell it, retire. Yeah, that'd be nice. The ideal goal was to work in Python and write some software of my own. Let's see, number 4, and this one doesn't sound terribly good, but you have to understand before I even say it, growing up, I probably knew, and probably up until I started doing this, there were probably a total of maybe 200 or 300 people that knew my name in this entire world, that knew me. And within the last year, that has significantly grown and changed. There are, 11,500 people that know I exist in this world, and it really blows my mind. So, the number 4 goal was to gain internet notoriety. And like I said, that sounds terrible, but that's one of those things. I grew up, I was the youngest child in the family. I was not particularly good at much of anything. And so when I found out that I liked making videos, when I found out I liked talking about Linux, and I decided to give it a shot, I never expected anything to really come of it. And the amount of progress that has been made with the channel and the amount of growth that I've seen, the amount of personal growth that I've had over the last year, I'm an entirely different person. If you'd met me a year ago today, I was a completely different person. And a lot of that has to do with self-esteem, it has to do with self-confidence, and I have to say, even though I cannot say that I am internet famous or anything, I feel like a much different person. I feel like there are 11,000 people out there, maybe only 5,000 people, that actually know who I am and that, that consider me a friend, or at least a internet acquaintance. So, that one, I like that goal, and I like where things have gone with it. The ideal goal under that was to pick something and run with it. That's what I feel like I did. I picked video making about Linux and went with it. And yeah, that one I think turned out pretty well. Let's see, the last one, and let's see if you can even see that. Be a good father, a role model to my, at the time, unborn son. That was from 2009, and the 2010 one was to follow up on that. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that. As you guys have seen through these vlogs and through maybe the videos being delayed on the main channel, when something comes up with my family, nothing else gets in the way of that. But I've made sure I've gone out of my way to try to be there for every single thing that I can. Like I put in that little blog post, the only days I think that I've been away from him were when I went to Ohio Linux Fest in September of this year, 2010. September of the year before, I didn't even spend the night, I think. We drove up, I don't remember, it's been so long ago. Yeah, maybe that one time, I don't know. I think I've spent a total of 3 nights away from him since he's been born. So I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of being there for him, seeing all of his first this, that, and the other, being there to teach him and to help him grow and learn. So I really am pleased with the way that that's turned out. Now, that was a great sort of a recap there. I mean, the first one's major failures. The last two, though, I think I did pretty well at. So that leads on to my personal goals, my personal resolutions, whatever you want to call it, for 2011. Now, most of these are going to be recaps of the ones I already had, but maybe with a little bit more obscurity, because I've found putting a number on something, saying something specific, makes it much more difficult. I think that's why the last two I did so well on, because I didn't have specific, you must meet this goal. So, the first goal will be to better myself physically. And that sounds horrible for that to be my primary goal. But you understand, 12 years ago, back when I was in high school, I ran track. I was in the peak shape of my life. I weighed 140 pounds. I was muscular. I was not like beefy or anything, but I was toned. And since that time, since my junior year of high school, it has just gone downhill. College does not help that. Family, wife and kid does not help that. So my primary personal goal for this year is going to be to try to better myself physically. I need to lose weight. I need to exercise and get in better shape. I need to start eating better because my family does have a history of heart problems and of high blood pressure and maybe even diabetes and cancer and all sorts of fun stuff like that. It would be best for me to try to fix this as early as possible because I'm rapidly approaching that 30-year-old mark. And I realize I'm going on for a very long time here, but there's a lot to say. The other goals, pretty much I could take them or leave them. Win the lottery and write a program and sell it and retire. To sum that up, I would like to program more personally. I do some programming at work, not a whole lot, but I would like to do some stuff on the side. I would love to find a job involving Linux, specifically writing software for Linux or even working on a Linux-based operating system. There are a lot of jobs at Canonical that I've been looking at but have not applied for because I don't think that I've got the right qualifications. Anyway, so yeah, one of those goals would be to do more software development type stuff when I have the time. And of course, to keep working on the YouTube partner channels, working on my main channel and working on this channel. But other than that, the main other goal that I would have would be, like I said, to keep working on the YouTube stuff and to be a good father to my son and be a good husband to my wife. And at the risk of making the video go a little bit longer, let's go ahead and talk about the resolutions for YouTube and for This Week in Linux for the upcoming year. Now for the main channel, I have been very pleased with the way things are going. Been doing tutorials when I can, been doing distribution reviews when I can, and doing the news practically every week, though there have been a couple of weeks lately that I've had issues getting that out there. The goal is going to be to make sure to have that at least once a week news video, to try to do more distribution reviews, specifically more news-related ones when distributions are released, pick it up and do a quick first impression of it, show off what's new about it. I know there are quite a few people that don't want to see that because they want to see the full review, but the amount of time it takes to pick up a distro and actually use it for long enough to do what's considered a review, I will not use a distro for 5 minutes and say that I'm reviewing it. I can't do that. So, more of everything, basically. I want to try to get back onto a good schedule. I want to do more hardware reviews. Sometime in the next month, we're going to be moving away from our current cell phone provider. We're on AT&T, and we're going to move to Verizon and pick up Android devices, which should be a lot of fun. That means unboxings, that means reviews. I want to get more into hardware reviews. I know a lot of people do that, and I want to do it from the Linux side of things. A lot of people will pick it up and show you what the device does and show you how it works. I want to get more into this is how it works with Linux. This is what part of it is Linux. It's an Android device. Yeah. Anyway, rambling. As far as the TWILTalks channel, the one that we're watching right now, I want to do more vlogging. I want to show you more behind-the-scenes stuff. Somebody suggested doing a time-lapse video of the video making process, the editing process, everything. And I think I've done something similar like that before in an earlier vlog, but it was mainly just the shooting of the video. The editing process is really the longest part. So maybe eventually I'll do a time-lapse editing session. What else? The TWILTalks channel, I want to get back into actually doing TWILTalks, where I pick a topic and I talk about it for a few minutes. I've got probably a dozen of them ready to go right now. I just haven't taken the time to sit down and do all of the research I want to do beforehand. That actually leads into the whole idea of the live shows. I want to start doing the live shows again, kind of. I mean, I don't want to sound bad about it, but it has been so much lower stress not doing them because the majority, like we said before, the majority of the live shows were just what camera are you using, what software do you use to edit, what Linux distro is best, and a dozen other questions that I still have not taken the time to make the frequently asked questions video about. That's the other goal for the YouTube channels. When I say I'm going to do something, I need to do it, and not just say, yeah, I'll do that sometime in the future. It needs to be, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, let's start working on that. Or put a definite time frame on things. But that pretty much wraps up the main two channels. I want to do more content on the main channel, I want to do more consistent content on the second channel, and I want to do a third channel. That leads into the last part of this. I've been saying this for a long time now. You guys know I bought a piano a while back. As you may or may not know, I own several other instruments. I play quite a few instruments. I sing, though I don't know if I'm good or not. I've been told that I am, but doesn't matter. I used to do musical theater, and I want to give a music channel a try. Music is one of the most highly rated topics here on YouTube, aside from comedy, and I'm not terribly good at comedy. So I figure if I can actually get some time and start working on maybe doing covers of other songs, maybe doing some of my own work, I might have a lot of fun doing that. Might be a little bit happier with the results, I guess, because having videos that I've produced that are tutorials or that are reviews, it's great, but I'm not actually producing much of anything. It's a video that I can say is mine, but it's not a work that is mine, I guess. I don't know. I'm sort of rambling at this point. It's a little bit late at night, and I'm pretty hyper at this point because I'm on an energy drink. But I'm still working on the TWILiversary video. I thought I'd mention that again. With my family being here, it's been impossible to get anything really done. So I'm going to get back to work on that hopefully tonight. I've got all day tomorrow that I should be able to work on stuff when I'm not doing family stuff, of course. Like I said, family does come first. But yeah, so this year should be a wonderful year for TWIL and for TWILTalks and for whatever else I decide to do. I hope you guys are having a wonderful 2011 so far. Let me know in the comments below what your resolutions are, if you do have any. Apologies for the extremely long length of this video, but there was a lot of stuff that needed to be said. Yeah, did you guys have a happy New Year's Eve? Were you safe? Were you hurt? I certainly hope not, because there are a lot of really bad drivers out on New Year's Eve. So anyway, I will talk to you very soon, and hopefully I'll have that TWILiversary video up pretty soon.